So finally, some good news. The public benefit rule has been suspended and it's been stopped during the national emergency. So if you're out there and you were concerned about taking public benefits of any sort and you're looking to file for an adjustment of status or a change of status or an extension of status or filing for a petition to get a work visa, this is the video you need to watch because the public benefit rule has been stopped. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me to talk immigration. My name is Andrea Shev and I'm the managing attorney at Shev Law Group in Los Angeles, California. I put together a ton of videos for you to give you all the latest information on immigration issues and hot topics and all the things that you need to know to be successful if you're trying to pursue any kind of immigration benefit in the US. If you like the video, don't forget to thumb it up, give it a like, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you're notified every single time a video comes out. I do videos at least weekly, and if not more, when things happen so rapidly, which they happen all the time these days in the world of immigration. So make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any of them. Okay, let's get into this topic that's actually good news in the world of immigration. Can you believe it? We're actually going to have some good news to talk about in this video because lately it's not been really great news. But today we're going to talk about something good. They actually suspended and basically held to a stop the public benefit rule that had gone into effect earlier in 2020, right before the whole mess with coronavirus. That rule came out and basically put in jeopardy anybody who had taken any kind of public benefits in the past or were suspected of possibly needing to take public benefits in the future. The amount of information, the amount of documentation that was required under this new public benefit rule was enormous. It was very invasive, and it's really something that was going to cause a lot of issues, which already was starting to cause a lot of issues for individuals that were applying for all types of benefits, green cards, work visas, O's, P's, all types of work visas, H-1Bs, L visas, and anyone who was looking to change their status, extend their status. Those people all were under the scrutiny now of this new public benefit rule and the need to give them excessive amounts of personal information to substantiate their discretionary decision of whether or not to deny you based on this new public benefit rule. Now, the suspension that's now happened to the public benefit rule, that they've now stopped it as of July 29th, 2020. If you file anything after that, you won't have to deal with the public benefit rule. But they still have discretion to make determinations based on the old rule that was from 1999. Now, remember, that old rule was what? Like 5 pages long, or the new rule was like 217 pages long. So you can imagine the amount of scrutiny and amount of discretion that they have under the old rule versus the new rule, and what they can ask and what they can't ask. So it's not like the public benefit rule went poof and it's gone. It's just we're going kind of back in time to the way it was before the new comprehensive, exhaustive process of the new public benefit rule that came into place in 2020. Now, what does this mean for you? What do you have to do, or how does it change your life? Well, remember, it's not that they got rid of it completely. They have just put an injunction to stop it temporarily during this emergency crisis of COVID-19. So whenever this emergency is over, it's going to be reinstated. But we have a window here. We have a window of opportunity here that you can apply for these benefits, green cards, adjustment of status, visas, change of statuses. You can apply now without having to disclose or discuss any of the benefits that you've taken, if you have even taken them over the last years. So the issue also is very important to understand that even if you haven't even taken a benefit, then you need to sometimes disclose on some of these forms and provide all the documentation they require. So it's a window of opportunity to kind of like push aside that mess and that nightmare that a lot of us were going to have to go through when applying for different types of benefits and don't have to deal with it right now. But I want to stress to you that it doesn't mean that if your application is still pending after this goes away, if they're going to actually start looking at those documents again. I think unlikely they'll be able to go back and put back in place the public benefit rule for people retroactively that filed after July 29, 2020 and before it went back in place. But we have to be careful because we do not know how the courts or how everything will go back after this is over. But for now, if you're filing an I-129 petition for a different type of visa and you possibly took some kind of benefit that could possibly fall under the public benefit rule, this is your opportunity to file and not be questioned or have to disclose anything, because there is lots of people out there as I'm doing this video. There is thousands of people out there as I'm doing this video that have taken some type of benefits over the last months because of COVID-19 that probably don't even disqualify them from a green card or from a work visa of any type, an H-1B, an L, an O, a P, whatever. It doesn't disqualify them. But the need to have to disclose it on these forms and then to subject themselves to the discretion of an officer on the other end, having to look at it and then ask you who knows what documentation they'll want to see to make sure that you're not going to become a public charge into the future based on maybe what you took now, which doesn't even disqualify you or doesn't even fall under the category of disqualifying you. So this is a really, really, I can't even express how good it is of a window we have right now to get these applications in and processed when we don't have to fill out these forms. Okay, by this suspension, what forms are actually affected by this? Well, the I-129 form, which is the form you fill out for non-immigrant visas like O's and P's and H-1B's and H-2s and L's, all those type visas, that form it will be affected. And the I-539, which is the form we use to extend or change status inside the United States, or the 485, which is the big one that we use to file adjustment of status, which is going from non-immigrant to immigrant. It's the form we use to file for green cards, for permanent residence. So those are the three forms that are mainly affected by this. Now, if you go to the actual USCIS website and you look at these forms, for example, here we're looking at the I-129 form, which is on the uscis.gov website, where it clearly states, as you can see, that you do not have to file the form or the portion of the form you don't have to fill out that attributes to the public benefit rule. So it says here clearly that the public benefit rule will not apply if you file your form I-129 after July 29th, 2020. The same goes that if you look at the adjustment of status form, the 485, it says the same thing, that if you file Form 485 after July 29, 2020, then you will not have to deal with the public benefit rule section of the form. It went further than that because if you go to the actual forms on uscis.gov, you don't even find the 944 form, which is the form that you have to fill out with regard to the public benefit rule. It's actually not even on their website anymore. Now, this doesn't just apply to inside the United States. It really affects mostly inside the United States because inside the United States, the forms are so comprehensive and so exhaustive with the amount of information you have to provide. That is really the big winner that it's not it's not happening in the United States. But it also, this injunction of this suspension applies to outside the United States. So if you're sitting outside the United States and you're filing for a green card outside the United States, it also enjoins or stops the Department of State or the consulates for going in depth into your financial affairs and your past history to see if you're going to be a public charge. Either you already are a public charge or you're going to become a public charge in the future, based on the information that they gather. Anything filed after July 29, 2020, until they have found that the emergency is over, which I know that President Trump is in no hurry to end this emergency, but when they do finally find that the emergency has ended, in that window, you do not have to deal with the public benefit rule as it was put into place in 2020. Really important that we look at filing immediately, not only because of the public benefit rule, but definitely also because, remember, USCIS fees are going up, way up, starting October 2nd, 2020. And also, if they get their $1.2 billion loan from Congress, USCIS, they're going to start doing a 10% surcharge on every single application. So between getting rid of the public benefit rule temporarily and before the fees go up, you want to file. And you want to get it in and you want to get in your applications and your petitions ASAP. Okay, I hope this information was helpful to many of you out there that have been frozen because of the public benefit rule and unable to actually pursue filings for the benefits that you deserve. If you need help with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at Chev Law Group, myself included. We are here to help you. We help thousands of people every single day, and that's what we're here for. Our information is above and also below in the description if you want to reach out to us anytime so we can help you get those applications filed ASAP. You need to get them in during this wonderful window that we have, that we don't get many things these days. We don't get many positives these days. So we got to take advantage of these little things that we get. And this one's not such a little thing. This one's a pretty big thing considering how much of a burden it was on so many people out there, especially during COVID-19. Please, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Hope you all stay healthy and safe. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world, and look forward to talking to you next time.